Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Double Feature Versus. I am Blak Cinephile, aka Anthony.
I'm Brad, still aka Brad.
Yep, that's Brad over there. And today we got a special one. We got a animated series that finally get their big screen break. And today we got the Bob's Burgers movie versus the OG Simpsons movie. But before we get into that, man, I heard you got some. I heard you had some a lot of fun since we last talked.
Yeah, so last time we talked was actually a couple weeks back. Through the power of podcast magic, we were able to record an episode early. So because last weekend I was out in California for Star Wars Celebration,
Right.
So that was the big convention that Disney kind of. Or not Disney, Lucasfilms pushes off to kind of show off everything that's coming up for Star Wars. So in 2019, this is where they premiered the trailer for like episode 9. They showed the premiere trailer for The Mandalorian. They announced the upcoming season of the Clone Wars. So it was a major year. And this year, they showed the premiere trailer for Mandalorian season 3, the upcoming Ahsoka show, Bad Batch season 2, and a lot of just general announcements of stuff. Like they're making a Willow series on Disney Plus.
What's that got to do with Star Wars?
It had to do with Lucasfilms.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So Willow is the other series or the other movie done by George Lucas. That was supposed to, it was basically the magic and fantasy equivalent of the sci-fi opera of Star Wars. And it starred Warwick Davis. And
yeah, I think I'm familiar with the movie.
Yeah, it's very old. Honestly, when they first like showed, because I was in the convention hall when they were doing the announcements for it and everything. And they were like, Willow's returning. And my first thought was, okay, I recognize that name, but I have no idea what you're talking about still. And apparently Warwick Davis is coming back to reprise the role of Willow. That much I remembered that he was in it. I couldn't have told you what his name was, even though it is the name of the movie. But so that's coming back. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But
okay,
that's where I was for the last weekend, or basically almost for a full week. I was there Wednesday to Wednesday. I was out in California.
Yeah, man, you told me you had a fun time, but you said you had to say R.I.P. to your feet because you were on your
by
toes
the end
whole
of
time.
It, because it's 4 days of convention, and then the group I was in decided to do Disney for Monday and Tuesday following the convention. So for basically 6 days straight, I was just on my feet 18 hours a day or so.
Okay. Yeah, I know. You told me.
So yeah, basically that plane ride home where everybody's like, oh no, the vacation's over. I was sitting there going, oh, I get to finally sit down. This is so nice. This is the best ride of the entire week.
Hey, man, I'm happy for you, man. You deserve it. I'm glad you had a great time, dude.
Oh, yeah, it was an absolute blast. I love Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars with a passion since, I first saw The Phantom Menace as a kid. Because, of course, I hadn't watched the original trilogy first. I saw the one in theaters first.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know my wife was asking when her and I were talking. She was like, how come you're not recording with your boy Brad this Sunday? Like this was last Sunday. I was like, man, he went to the Star Wars convention without me. And I was joking. And then you let me know. I said, Anthony, I asked you. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, you asked me. I don't remember you asking me. But I think you asked me way back when, right?
This was way back when we were first planning this trip, all the way in like September of 2021. When we were starting to get the pieces together, knowing that it was coming up May of this year.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, man, I guess I wasn't really aware when you had asked me. Because I think I didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
when you asked me. I think I was kind of like, oh, okay, that sounds cool, but I didn't really know what a Star Wars convention was.
Yeah, I probably just was like, hey, I'm going to Celebration next year for Star Wars. You want to join? And you were just like, nah, I don't care about Star Wars that much.
That kind of does sound like me.
Yeah.
I do like Star Wars, but do I like it to the point? Okay, do I like Harry Potter to the point where I want to travel to that Hogwarts place in was it Universal Studios or Disney World?
Yeah.
Where is it? No, but if I happen to be in town next to that place, I'll go.
Yeah, if you happen to already be going to Universal and somebody's like, hey, you want to go to Harry Potter World? You'll be like, yeah, let's go to Harry Potter World. That seems amazing.
Right.
But at the same time, you're not going to sit here and go, you know what? I'm bored this weekend. Hey, let's just hop over to Harry Potter World at Universal. We got nothing else going on. Why not?
I really wouldn't mind going. I might go one day, but that ain't gonna be the main pull of me to go to Universal Studios.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I need more incentive than that. But look, man, I'm glad you had a great time. But what you looking forward to most? Andor or Ahsoka?
Honestly, I'm looking most forward to the Ahsoka show because it
Okay.
is a sequel to Star Wars Rebels, which I absolutely loved that show. So it
All right.
basically based on the early trailer, which I don't think has been posted online yet, officially posted online. You can, of course, find it if you're really looking, but it basically just takes place exactly where Star Wars Rebels left off,
Okay.
which I'm really looking forward to that.
All right, man. Right on. Right on. Cool. Yeah, I also heard you also told me you got your new house.
Yes, I have a new house, so the backdrop here is going to change. I'm going to go away from the looking like I'm in my grandparents' basement to being in an actual house.
So you're just gonna be in the living room with the whole stuff behind you.
Pretty
With the
much,
whole
yes.
with the whole wrapped up TV behind you and all
I'm
that.
yeah, I'm going to move the couch and everything. I'm going to just take all of this with me, and it's going to stay the same. It's just the ceiling's going to look a little different.
Yeah, man. I was for the past week or so, my wife was out of town visiting family up where you are, up north in Michigan. And I was kind of here by myself. For the first 3 days, it was cool, lounged around, threw the pillows all on the floor, had a few risky business moments. We don't have a sliding floor, so I didn't have a bunch of sliding. It was really just hopping around. After a while, I got bored because I didn't have nobody to talk to, so I just went to the movies and saw a lot of movies, man.
Yeah, you were saying that you were going to see. I can't remember the name of it because it's the
Men?
one that people were walking out of the theater because it was too grotesque.
Was it Men?
Not Men.
Oh, Crimes of the Future.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Top Gun. Dude, surprised me. Very good movie. Top
I
Gun
need
was
to see
good.
Top Gun. I want to see that when Adobe before it leaves because I think Jurassic World 3 is going to take that one out of Dolby soon.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you should check that out, man. And if we can swing it, I don't know if you'll see it in time, but if we can swing it, we really should do that versus Fury Road. Because
Okay, yeah.
that's a movie where a longer way to sequel kind of exceeds your expectations.
We already did one on Fury Road though.
Did we? All right, well,
Yeah.
never mind. Never mind then.
I'm
But
trying to remember what we paired it with, but we already paired it with something. I think it was Blade Runner.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You should still see it regardless. You should
Oh
still
yeah.
see it.
I plan to see it and everything like that. I just got to find a day that I can make it out to the theater because, yeah, buying a house kind of takes up a lot of your time.
Oh no, I know. Listen. I hear stories. But Crimes of the Future. Yeah, that movie was weird, man. It wasn't a bad movie. It has some really thought-provoking ideas behind it for like a sci-fi punk type of film. I wouldn't say I wanted to walk out of it. There are some disturbing moments, but that's a weird movie.
Yeah, the only thing I know about it is it's one of the movies that can't remember what film festival it was premiered
Cannes
at.
Film Festival.
Yeah. It apparently a good portion of the crowd walked out of that movie to the point that it was maybe like 2/3 of the theater was still there by the end of it.
they either walked out because they probably were grossed out, which I can kind of picture that, but it seems kind of tame compared to his other films, or they were bored. Like
I think most of it were people saying that it was too grotesque.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm desensitized. I think there's one sequence in particular people might walk out on, but it was cool for what it was. I kind of expected more, but it was all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I give it a solid 3 out of 5. I think it was a good sci-fi movie. I don't think it deserves all the gross out film of the year hype that it got.
Yeah, I think the only reason that it's getting that hype is because people were walking out of it at Cannes. Because if I recall correctly, it wasn't shown like any like previews of it. It was kind of just, here's the new movie, and people walked into it and were like, no, I'm not sitting through this.
But if you hear the name David Cronenberg, you kind of know what to expect. This dude brought History of Violence, Videodrome, Eastern Promises. You kind of know there's going to be some grotesque, violent factor there.
Right. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that put him to the movie The Fly, which is
grotesque too.
It is grotesque, but it's not gory grotesque.
Yeah.
That one's more, I don't want to say comedy grotesque because it wasn't really comedy.
Not for its time.
Yeah. But I think that's what a lot of people also put Cronenberg to, is The Fly. So when they hear that, they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be like a little body dysmorphia. But from the sounds of it, this one was more attuned to like a Saw movie.
I wouldn't say that though. I think it was body dysmorphia for sure. And some autopsies that were a little weird. But I guess you just have to experience it, man. We should talk about it one day.
Yeah, I might check it out one day. I'm not big into like the huge gore and kind of stuff like Saw movies and everything.
I got you.
We'll see. Maybe when it comes out on Blu-ray DVD and it hits like TV or something like that, I'll check out like the TV censored version just to get a tune for it. But yeah, I don't have any interest in seeing the extreme gory.
Wait. So you telling me you're gonna wait till this comes on TNT or FX or something to just watch the very simplified version where everything is bleeped out, you can barely understand the plot because everything is just omitted.
You know, where they letterbox everything to get away from the gory parts so you don't see any blood. It's just letterboxed onto faces, and you're just like, yeah, this definitely isn't the full scene that was recorded.
Wow, that's wild. Okay, all right. I hear you. But I also, before we get on to the show, I also saw Men.
Yeah, how was that one? Because that's another one I plan to see before it leaves theaters.
Men was very strange. It wasn't more grotesque than Crimes of the Future. But it was just very, very strange, dude. Like, I didn't expect that kind of film from Alex Garland. Like, okay, so when you mention that name, you go Annihilation, Devs, Ex Machina, The Beach, which he wrote the novel for. But I don't know, this movie was just, you know how like Annihilation and Ex Machina has some kind of intelligence to it? Like it's like it was like an intelligent sci-fi thriller horror type of movie. And Annihilation was. This movie was just straight up bat crazy.
Oh, okay.
I think you should experience it though. I think you should see it in film and you give me your take on it. But I just
that's one that I do intend to see, just because he does really good sci-fi thrillers, and I love it.
Yeah, it definitely it's a conversation starter. I'll give it that much.
Okay.
All right, man. You ready for this?
Oh, I am ready for this one.
All right. You know, usually we don't do the chronological thing around here, but do you want to start off with The Simpsons?
I think it makes more sense to start with The Simpsons because because of The Simpsons, this other show, Bob's Burgers, was able to even get a movie. So
fair enough.
I think it makes sense to give, president to the old before we go into the new.
All right, all right, I'll start this off. So the Simpsons movie, if you're not familiar with The Simpsons, it follows, the family called The Simpsons, where you got Homer, Marge, Maggie, Bart, Lisa, their dog, and their cat. Homer's an idiot, but Homer is a lovable idiot. He's the patriarch of the family. Marge is his wife that, deals with his foolishness, but, loves him all the same and sees the nice guy human in him. Bart is the troublesome son. Lisa is the smart daughter who cares about humanity and the environment and is just so anti her family. It's almost like this is where the inspiration for Malcolm in the Middle came from. Lisa's character, because she's so unlike everybody else. And we got Maggie the baby, who is very smart, but she always has a pacifier in her mouth, so you never understand what she's saying.
She's a baby. It's
right.
As simple as that. She has been, what is it, like 2 years old for the last 30 years?
Right. She's just a baby. She's resourceful and she's smart, but she's still just a baby. So anyway, the film starts off with Homer polluting the lake of Springfield after he adopts a pig that once it's about to be cut off in a restaurant through a whole nother bit with another character called Krusty the Clown. He saves the pig from getting executed, and a big rocket full of pig excrement.
Silo is a
silo.
pig crap silo.
There's a pig crap silo that Marge asks Homer, "Look, homie, get this out of here. I don't want this here." So in his infinite wisdom, he takes it to the same lake that Springfield is trying to focus on cleaning up, further, basically polluting the town to near extinction, to the point where the Environmental Protection Agency decides to put a dome over the whole town of Springfield, basically imprisoning the town because it's so the livable. How do I say this in science terms? The levels of manageable living are so off the charts that it's just it's a wasteland. So in order to protect the rest of, I guess, the nation, they put the dome over Springfield to protect it from the rest of the country. So basically the rest of the film is really about Homer trying to redeem his stupidity by trying to save Springfield, his family, and himself in a way.
Yeah, it starts off with him trying to save himself, then it goes to him trying to save his family, and then eventually him trying to save Springfield as a whole.
You know what I like about this movie? You could tell this film was written by a whole. This film has like 10 writers, I think, 10 screenwriters that are credited. It goes off on so many tangents before going to the main plot of the movie. You can tell that the film is just loosely connected. Like these are a bunch of Simpson episodes put together by a loose connecting plot.
Yeah, this was definitely the plot of many episodes that they couldn't fill in a full episode with. And they were just like, okay, let's just grab these scraps. What if the Simpsons went to Alaska? What if, Homer saved a pig from being slaughtered and, he used it to torture his family, more or less?
What if Bart looks at Mr. Flanders as a better dad than his dad?
Yeah, it's basically just a bunch of, like, each character is going through their own plot line throughout the entire movie. And it does feel a little jarring that each character is doing this, but it fits well.
It works more than it should. It works more than it should. Like, you go ahead. What were you about to say?
Well, you have everything going on with them, like the whole dome situation, because you have Lisa's plot line mixing with Homer's plot line of Homer being too lazy, Lisa trying to save the earth. Then you have the villain of the story who comes in and puts a dome over Springfield to lock them up. Everybody blames Homer for it. They manage to escape the dome, of course.
You know who I blame? I blame Stephen King for taking that idea for his novel Under the Dome. That movie that they made a series out of?
I remember.
Everybody kept saying, like, okay, so is Stephen King paying homage to The Simpsons?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good book. I've read the book, but I'm like, this is the Simpsons movie, dude.
It's the Simpsons movie minus the Simpsons.
Right. But look, man, I was going to say, I like the individual storylines here because it brings a humanity to the characters that we've known for so long. Mm-hmm. You got Marge, and fair enough. Marge has always been at the point where she's considered leaving Homer, many episodes, Marge is considered leaving Homer. It's come to the point where we even call Marge stupid because she stayed with him for this long.
Right.
But like she's at the point where she's like Homer, like you you haven't just done something where you've like made me mad or the kids mad. You've made the whole town mad. Like these people were gonna like hang us. Like they were gonna kill us.
You made everybody in our hometown want us dead. I love so another thing that works in this movie is the jokes, because it's throwing a joke at you every 30 seconds. So when a joke doesn't hit, it's passed. And then the next one goes. One of my favorites is still when the angry mob's coming up and everything. He's like, they're gonna kill us all. We just want you. What about Grandpa? I'm a part of the mob.
I love the animation before then when he's looking out. He says, "What's that beam of light?" And it's the mob with the light, and he goes, "Oh, they don't even know where we live." And they turn
what
around.
A bunch of idiots. They don't even know.
They turn around and start heading towards his house. And there's a joke right after that I love. Like, you gotta love Mr. Flanders, dog. He's just one of the best optimistic characters of all time. This man, wife died. He was left alone with 2 boys. His neighbor hates him, and yet he just always looks to the bright side. Like, I like how when he slides a plank over for them to walk on, and Bart is like, "Why are you helping us, Mr. Flanders?" "Oh, it's just the right thing to do. Your dad would do the same." And he looks at him like, "Okay, maybe your dad wouldn't do the same, but come on, just."
Well, I like up until that point in the movie, like every time Bart like goes, "Why are you helping me like this?" "Oh, well, if it was one of my boys in trouble, your dad would do." Never mind.
Right. At that point, he kind of like he faces facts like, okay, all right, never mind. Just come on.
And we of course have to mention the most quotable thing from this movie, which is the worst day of your life so far.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Spider Pig. That was the most
Spider Pig. Every time I hear the Spider-Man theme music, I only think Spider Pig since 2007 when this came out. That's all. I hate it. Because I love the Spider-Man theme.
Right. It's not a joke that's funny, but it's the most memorable joke to me from this movie.
It's catchy is what it is. It's stupid levels of catchiness on a tune you already know, and one you hear often enough that this little joke doesn't leave your memory.
A part that cracked me up, man, was what happened? It was earlier in the movie. They were in church, and it was right before Grandpa started telling his apocalyptic vision. Mr. Flanders was like, "I got something to confess." Homer's like, "He's gay, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay."
Yeah.
I was like, that is funny. That is funny.
Yeah. I forgot about some of the jokes that were in this movie.
It's been a while since I've seen this.
Yeah, I want to say the last time I saw this probably was before 2010, because it's been a while. Because there was the whole thing with Bart drinking whiskey in the hotel, and I was like, I completely forgot about that scene.
Yeah. I last time I saw this was in theaters.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I saw it. My mom had owned it on DVD. I just never watched it again. But I it's not that it's not a good movie. I just, the Simpsons, because it's been on TV so long, I just take it as something for granted, and I never revisited this film.
Right. Well, I even love how the movie starts with, "Why are we watching something in the theater that we could be watching at home for free? Everyone watching this right now is a big idiot."
Right. Did Green Day die?
Yeah, in the movie, Green Day died.
Oh, okay. I was because I was a little dark. I didn't know what I saw them sinking down, but I was like, okay, they're gonna show them swamp coming up to some kind of shore. They're like, no, Green Day's gone. Just move on to the next scene.
Yeah, they I think they mentioned it somewhere else in the movie that Green Day died in Springfield, and that's why there's eyes on them about the pollution.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Yeah, overall, I mean, this is kind of a loose jointed film, but I feel like it works well when you have every character's individual storyline. Like, I like Lisa falling in love with the little Irish boy that cares about the environment like her. And I love their exchange in the beginning where he says, "Yeah, my father was a musician." "Oh, he's not Bono." Oh, okay, I was just wondering because he's not Bono. Like, like I just love how he just says that.
But yeah, it's even the jokes that don't hit, they go by so fast that you don't really even notice them, and you only really remember the good jokes.
You see, that's the bit. Like, it's like what you said in the beginning. That's really the benefit of the Simpsons. Like, if one joke doesn't hit, the next one may hit, and if that one doesn't hit, you got a lot more coming at you. It's like the next movie we're going to talk about. So it works. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're sitting here watching a comedy where the comedy is based around the character and not the dialogue. In here, the comedy is based around the dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, the plot doesn't really matter.
Yeah, when it comes to the plot, it can be surmised as Homer messed up, got the entire city in trouble, tried to escape, but then decided to come back and save the city. That's the entire plot of the movie. It's really not complicated at all. Where the movie hits is the jokes, the humor, and the characters.
Yeah, I gotta say, one of the best things of this film is his visual gags, man. Like, two of the ones I remember the most is Homer, he's on that like construction thing. He's trying to hit the vehicle. I think it's the EPA vehicle, and it has a back shot because it's way too far up, and it ends up hitting him, and it hits him between a literal rock and a place called a hard place, and he's just going between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it plays with visual gags. Even the one where it's covering Bart's genitals as he's going, skateboarding naked and stuff like that. And they keep playing with the idea that something's always covering him, and then at the end,
they just show it.
They just show it for a solid like 30 seconds, in between two bushes. Like the rest of the screen is covered except for that.
That wasn't 30 seconds. That was more like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But I like the other visual gag I like is that when the crap hits the fan, so to speak. I like how everybody in the bar runs to the church and everybody in the church runs to the bar.
Oh yeah.
Like, because oh man, like the world's about to end. I just love how they just switch places. It's hilarious.
Yeah, there's this movie. It still holds up. It's definitely one that I can consider like a timeless comedy, because there was nothing in it that was, oh, if you weren't born in this age, you won't understand this joke. It's the humor is pretty timeless.
Yeah, you don't have to understand the.
There was nothing pop culture about. I think Spider Pig and Harry Plopper were the most pop culture references in this movie.
I like how in the end when Bart reunites with the dog, he says, "Oh, hey boy, how you doing?" And the dog is barking.
You survived this whole time.
And the dog is barking. You see the subtitles like he says, "I did some things no dog should ever do. I'll never forgive myself." He says, "Oh, I love you too."
Traumatized for life.
Right. He goes, "Oh, I love you too," and he hugs him. That was funny.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, the movie it holds up even after like so many years. This is still a fun, enjoyable movie to watch. It reminds me of like the old age Simpsons. Like a lot of people talk about how the Simpsons has gone downhill. The comedy just isn't still on par. And this movie reminds me, oh yeah, the Simpsons used to be hitting, home runs constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to have some hard hitting episodes way back in the day. Like I can't watch it today. I know, like if it comes on today, I know I'll get a solid laugh. I'll get one solid chuckle out of a Simpsons episode, but it's just like, it's like the news.
Yeah,
you'll get one interesting story out of the 6 o'clock news, but then you'll be like, all right, that was the news.
Yeah, I guess that was 20 minutes of my life I won't get back, but at least I found that one thing funny.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, it definitely has a place in culture, but I just feel like, how long is too long? I know South Park has a redeeming quality to it because there's always something crazy happening in pop culture that they can pull from and make funnier or more subversive. But even then, I feel like Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, how long is too long, man?
Yeah, it's getting to the point that a lot of these shows have outstayed their welcome. And
it's different when you look at a Futurama because that show is kind of like the little engine that could, because it's like it's been rebooted so many times,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, yeah, it's how long is too long is the question.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
get what you're saying. Like Futurama's been gone for a while. We wanted to come back and have a new hurrah of, 2 seasons, maybe 3, and before it goes away again.
You either
Simpsons
die,
has been here since 1989 consistently.
you either die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain, man. And
Right.
I think one day that's gonna happen to Rick and Morty. I know people love that show now, but even some people are starting to turn like, this show is starting to become the same old, same old. Like
It lost a lot of its go from season 1 and 2 when they got new writing staff for season 3 and onward. I think that's what's pushing people away from it. Is season 3 onward has a new writing staff than season 1 and 2.
Interesting. I've only seen like part of season 1 and like the season 3 premiere. I got to get into the show, but I've heard not diehard fans, but I've heard fans go, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can agree with that. Season 1 and 2 are like peak, sci-fi television. Season 3 kind of tried to become like a more plot heavy, like episode to episode thing, and kind of put the sci-fi stuff in the background.
Now, okay. Okay. Now, when we talking about descent in quality, are we talking about Boondocks season 3 to 4 descent, or are we just talking about slight descent?
We're talking about reshift and focus on what the goal of the show was. Because at the beginning, it was like a sci-fi comedy that, anything can happen. It's just making fun of a bunch of sci-fi tropes and stuff like that. And then it started falling into the sci-fi tropes unironically, season 3 onward. As people were like, no, I want this from the show. And the writers were like, okay, we got to do that for the show now. And it's like, no, that's not what made the show special in the past seasons.
Okay, I got you. All right, so top it all off. This is a solid 3.5 out of 5 for me.
This one's a 4 out of 5 for me. It's a classic movie. It's going to remain a classic movie to me. It's The Simpsons. It's the golden age of Simpsons, a movie.
Okay. All right, fair enough. All right, man. I'll let you take over the Bob's Burgers movie.
So yes. So the second movie we have today is the newly released Bob's Burgers movie. Basically, the family of Bob's Burgers follows the Belchers. The father, Bob, who is a chef for a place called Bob's Burgers that he runs with his wife, Linda Belcher. Then he also has 3 kids, Luis Belcher, Jean Belcher, and Tina Belcher, who are just, I think they're in middle school. And they just are middle school kids that get into middle school kid hijinks in the show and everything. But this movie takes place right before summer vacation is set to start. And there's basically 2 plot lines going on here. You have the first one with Bob and Linda, who are trying to save the restaurant because they have to pay off the bank for the loans that they took out on the restaurant equipment. If they can't pay it off, they lose the equipment. So their focus is on that. Meanwhile, you have the 3 kids worried about what's going to become of summer vacation and, making sure they can make the most of what's coming while proving that they're ready for school to end and everything like that. In the middle of all this, a pipe has burst in front of the restaurant of Bob's Burgers that has caused a sinkhole to make it so nobody can enter the restaurant. And on top of this, the kids end up discovering a skeleton in the sinkhole, which goes on to make this a murder mystery of them trying to figure out who really did it.
Yeah, that's pretty much in the nut.
That's the most basic plot synopsis I can give for this movie.
Yeah, and there's some singing too. Hey, did I mention I don't like musicals?
Yeah, I as soon as I was watching this, I was like, oh God, Anthony's gonna hate me.
Man, I did not know there was gonna be any songs in this,
I
dude.
didn't know they would do songs in this one either.
Cause listen, okay, so have you watched this show before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I had only seen the pilot episode before watching this movie. Not a bad pilot episode. I just never got back to it. So that kind of was all I knew about Bob's Burgers. So I went into this thinking it was going to be kind of what I saw in the pilot, which I very vaguely remember. And then they started singing. No, but I got to tell you something funny about what happened in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So in the theater, there was this one guy. There was actually a group of dudes, friends like around our age. They were sitting down. When the movie started and the girl started singing. The parents were singing because they were on their way to the bank, right?
Yeah, they were starting to like hum, and then they started singing and stuff.
Right, and I came with my popcorn. I was going to my seat. There's this one guy that was in the middle of the guys group, just dancing, having a day old time. Like you could tell he was a Bob's Burgers fan,
right?
And his boys are sitting around him, and they're just looking around, trying to act like, yeah, I know this guy is sitting in between us, but he's not with us.
I don't know this guy.
Like they're looking
We're
at
not
me
with him.
They're looking at me, looking at the dude as I'm walking to my seat. And when the movie ended, this dude stood up and started clapping his hands. Like, you could tell he was a Bob's Burgers fan, dude.
He's been waiting for this movie for so long.
I felt happy for him, man. I said, you know what? I don't know this guy, but this is his moment, man. Yeah. He's at the movies with his boys. He's got his he had a large popcorn in his lap like a kid. He was happy to be watching Bob's Burgers movie, dude.
You know that he was basically like, guys, we gotta go see this. We don't want to see the movie. You guys, we gotta go see the movie. We're not gonna see. Guys, I'm pulling my one card, the one thing that we're doing this year that I want to do. We're seeing this movie.
He pulled the card. He pulled the card, man. Because you could tell his boys were there just to support their friend. I could tell they were they were having a good time, but they were mostly like, okay, we're just here for him.
Yeah.
Let's just give him what he wants, and then this is over.
See, I remember when I was sitting in watching it, when it started doing the one song, I was like, oh no, is this going to be a musical? Oh, Anthony is going to hate me so much for this. Because I had no idea. And when the song ended, I was like, okay, cool. And then they started doing a second song almost immediately after. I was like, oh God, no, this is going to really put a strain on Anthony's trust in me. And then it cuts off the song pretty quickly. And I was like, oh, thank God. Okay. Maybe it was just the one song.
You know what, man? Here's the redeeming factor. They don't sing all the time.
No, there's only 3 songs in the movie.
Right.
And
so, yeah.
2 of them are pretty catchy. One of them is purely comedic effect. And I think they pulled it off wonderfully.
Right. Like the songs aren't bad, and they aren't, I don't think they're too close together. I know you said there was a song right after that one, but like,
no, they started like singing a song, and then that's when the pipe burst and it like interrupted them just about to jump into a new song.
Oh yeah, you're right. But there wasn't a lot of singing, so I was okay with that. Okay, so first off, the voices just make me laugh, dude. Like, I think there are a couple dudes voicing the women in this show.
Tina is voiced by Dan Mintz, and Linda
is that the one that had the unicorn dream?
Yeah, that's the one with the unicorn dream about what was it? The zombie boy band, and yeah, she's the one obsessed with butts. She is voiced by Dan Mintz, who is a hilarious comedian. If you've never seen his stand-up, I highly recommend it. Then you have Linda Belcher, who is voiced by John Roberts.
Okay, that's the wife, right?
Yeah, that's Bob's wife.
Okay, because I know Kristen Schaal is Louise.
Which, she is perfect as Louise.
Right. Man, the voices make you laugh. Like this, like I'd say this. If I had never watched the show, I would take this as a lovable, quirky family. There's not like, here's one. The best thing about Bob's Burgers is that it doesn't become too inappropriate, like Family Guy, and it's not even that it's not even that coarse like The Simpsons. It's like it's I'm not gonna say it's for kids, but kids can watch this without being exposed to too much.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a couple little like innuendos and stuff like that, but overall, it's nothing that kids in middle school wouldn't hear anyway. You know, there's
It's-
nothing that's going to put you off to the show.
it's a touch more wholesome than The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I'll give it that because of its quirkiness and its charm. I like the look of them with the the huge eyes. Like I like the distinct look of the family. Is this supposed to be in Boston?
It is taking place. I can't remember where it takes place actually.
Well, it's probably in a fictional neighborhood or something. I was saying
it's basically. I want to say it's like based on Santa Monica Pier, is what the wharf is based off of.
Okay, I was asking because of the tagline on the poster that said "Let's get this patty started."
Oh yeah,
it's referring to a beef patty, but that's something a Bostonite would say. Let's get this patty started.
Yeah, I think they were just using whatever burger puns they could for all the posters because there's a ton of them.
Fair enough. Yeah, man. I like the characters in this, man. I like the kids. I like Tina's weird dream. I like the young son who is kind of an idiot, but again, a lovable idiot. I like the little.
Did you like his new instrument that was going to completely change the music world?
Right. I like I like the vision where the aliens come down and be like, "Look, man, stop. We've been watching you from afar. We've been thinking about invading you, but stop. We don't want to hear.
If you play that instrument one more time, we will blow up the earth."
That's gotta be horrible, man. You are so bad at instrument. Aliens from another planet come down and tell you to stop. But I really liked okay, who's the little girl? The one with the hat?
Louise.
I really liked her little interpretation where she's talking to her dolls.
Oh yeah.
And one of them is French, I think, or something like that.
You have the one that was like melted. I can't remember what the name of the character or what the little plush thing is called, but she has a melted one, and that's something in reference to the show, which is in one of the episodes she loses it and it gets lost out in the sun or something, so it gets melted. So she gets a new one, but she keeps the melted one anyway.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I love when she's even having that conversation with them and like, some of us here are maybe a little bit destroyed and should possibly be removed from the toy corner entirely. And he's like, no, I think your idea was great. It's very good. I have no further notes.
Yeah, man. I like the humor in this one. I like how, in comparison to Simpsons movie, there's a joke a minute for sure. And the jokes, if one joke doesn't hit, there's about like a ton more coming at you, which I feel is in addition to the character's charm, which is a big plus for this movie. How'd you feel about the rich family that owned the whole amusement park?
Oh, you're talking about the fish odors.
Yeah.
So they're a part of the show as well, because they basically own the pier, and then basically all the businesses along the pier, they own the buildings of. So their classic hilariousness of just being so out of touch with society.
Right.
And you can get that interpretation from the movie as well, that they're just so out of touch with reality that it doesn't even like they thought that they could turn a submarine ride into an actual functional submarine by watching a YouTube video.
I like how they're sucking on wine in order to drive their machine. They're sucking on expensive champagne in order to drive their car around.
Yes. Yeah. There's great jokes in this. And even the little bit of the twist that they have with the actual murder mystery it got me. I wasn't seeing that little twist coming. I expected that, oh yeah, this was a pretty easy case, that it was going to be, the fish odors and everything. But then it turns out to be, their lawyer, which is their cousin that doesn't like them.
And he's in the show too, the lawyer?
He's not in the show, actually. So
okay.
I didn't catch that, oh yeah, they threw a new character, because it just seems like something the show would do, is throw a character in for an episode and then never reference them again. So it didn't confuse me at all that a new character would show up for the movie.
Okay. All right. Cool. What was I about to say? I was about to say something about what happened in the movie. I lost my train of thought. Uh, well, what do you got? What do you got to add about this?
Um, so I do love how the kids skipped school in order to try and solve this mystery, and a part of it was going to the carnies, which
Hmm.
they had their own entire carny kind of town within, like behind the,
Right,
what was it,
right.
the dog food packing plant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I loved how, in order to they were talking about playing what is it, the duck game. They were gambling on the duck game for fun as carnies. And they're talking about, oh yeah, we do that with the Mr. Fish order every once in a while, but he doesn't let Felix join because Felix feels that he has to give every duck a distinct personality and voice, and it makes the duck game take too long to play. So Mr. Fish order doesn't like it when we invite Felix over, so he doesn't play the fucking duck game. It just goes on this long tangent that leads nowhere before he finally
Right.
reveals, oh yeah, and by the way, this little minor detail.
Yeah, yeah, the dialogue in here is pretty good. It can be very silly, but it's pretty good. Like I like how when Louise first sinks into the manhole. No, she starts to climb into the manhole, and her brother's like, okay, let me. All right, don't go down there. It's dangerous. Wait,
Yeah.
don't go down there. It's dangerous. And he keeps like repeating different
Dangerous.
and she falls down and he goes like, were you trying to aim for flapping your arms around and falling down badly? Because you nailed it.
Yeah, the movie's got jokes. It's definitely got jokes, and I absolutely love it. Even when they're in the secret underground area of the wharf, and the kids have split up, and Tina's talking with Felix and going, have you ever had that time where you're not sure if love is real and blah blah blah? And Felix is just like, yeah, such a riveting conversation, but I gotta go see what's going on over here right now.
Right, right. Oh man, I was gonna bring up a funny thing. Oh, their friend Teddy. I like
Oh
the
yeah.
I like the phone call he makes to the police. Like, hello, a thing happened, and we need help.
I don't know. My friend Bob's here. He can tell you more about it.
Yeah. I didn't know what this film was going to be about when I first saw the trailer. Like I saw that stuffed animal that's melted, and I thought that was going to be an alien, but then I realized no, that's just a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
But I like that. I'd say this film has more of a focused plot than the Simpsons movie.
Oh,
Being
definitely
that,
has a more focused plot. This one actually has a central plot that moves the story along.
yeah, I don't feel like there's a bunch of, well, I don't watch the show, but it didn't feel like there was a bunch of scrap Bob's Burgers bits that was thrown all into one movie.
Yeah, this one definitely, they planned this to be a movie, and they planned it to be a movie that people that watch Bob's Burgers would absolutely love. Like the one guy in your theater that just had the time of his life.
Oh yeah,
And
he
for
was having a ball.
people that are casual fans of it, as well as people that have never really seen it at all, they definitely put a focus on trying to make it as tuned in as possible that most general audiences would be able to enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I didn't think the music was too bad. I thought the music was pretty solid. It didn't scare me away. I'll say
Mm.
that. If I had to cap it all off, if I really had to, I give this another 3.5.
This one's another 4.0 out of me. It's
Okay.
I love Bob's Burgers, the show. I still watch it. The funny thing is, in the show, they made references to the crack in the sidewalk that eventually becomes the sinkhole in the movie. So they were kind of even leading up to the movie a little bit in the show by having that
It's
crack in the
clever.
sidewalk. And I remember there's even a scene in one of the episodes where one of the characters like trips on it and just kind of looks back at it and just continues walking. So it's kind of made as like a non-issue there, but kind of a reference to, oh, hey, this is going to become important in the movie. But for people that haven't watched the show, you're not
wouldn't-
lost.
You wouldn't catch on to that, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that if you don't know that.
Right.
Gotcha. That's a nice little in joke. If I had watched the show, I'd probably notice that. Yeah. So here's the $1 million question: if we had to choose, which one we going with here?
So, in terms of right now, which of these two movies do I want to see again right away? It's the Bob's Burgers movie for me.
So you think that's the better movie?
I think the Bob's Burgers movie was a better movie because it has a central plot. It actually has, like, knowing that it's going to be a movie and everything. It felt very joined. The humor was there. The characters were there. It definitely felt like more of a movie that was planned out than the Simpsons movie to me. The Simpsons movie is great. I'm not going to say that I don't like the Simpsons movie. I love the Simpsons movie. I just love the Bob's Burgers movie a little bit more.
If I had to choose which one gave me more of a laugh, I gotta go with Simpsons.
Really? Okay.
Simpsons gave me more laughs than Bob's Burgers. I laughed in Bob's Burgers, but Simpsons was funnier to me. And the music didn't help. The music didn't help. I know it was just 3 songs, but it didn't help.
Well, one of those songs was the lawyer just singing terribly, and that was the joke.
I know, but it still didn't help. I understand what was going on. All right, man, that wraps it up. What you looking forward to, man? You seeing Jurassic World?
Yeah, I'll be seeing the 3rd Jurassic World. I gotta check out Top Gun Maverick still. There's a handful that I'm excited for. But coming up, mostly, I don't know if you've caught up on Better Call Saul or not, but God damn it, this cliffhanger is going to kill me, even though it's only a 2-month wait.
I'll get to it, man. I haven't gotten to it yet. I know it's I know it's on the list. Have you seen Stranger Things yet?
I haven't watched season 4 yet. I need to jump on that one.
I haven't watched season 2 yet. Man, I'm behind on a lot of stuff. But I started the season premiere of Better Call Saul, so I got my foot in the door. So I'll get through it, man.
Yeah, I still have to watch I think they put up the season finale of Atlanta now.
Oh, I thought you already saw it.
Not the final episode. I've been watching the season go through, and then it was just like 2 weeks ago that I stopped watching it because that's when my vacation started. I haven't gotten back into that one since I got back from vacation.
I thought you watched the whole season, man. Oh,
no.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Oh, I believe it.
It's good.
I got to catch it. Probably sometime tomorrow when I'm waiting around for stuff to happen. I'll watch that one, because then we also have Barry, which is fantastic this season.
Yeah, I heard your boy is directing the whole last season. Bill Hader.
Yes. Yeah, he. I think they already started working on season 4.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll check that out. I'll check it out. I still gotta watch it from the beginning. But
that's a really good one. I highly recommend it.
I know you've told me. But as far as movies go, man, it's really just Nope. That's how I say it. Nope. Elvis, because I want to see how bad it's going to be. And I'm sure Austin Butler does a great job, but I've been getting polarizing reviews on Tom Hanks' performance, and I gotta see it to believe it.
Have you seen the trailer for the Weird Al movie with Daniel Radcliffe?
Nah, I'm not really a Weird Al fan like that.
Oh, it's not looking to be like a true to form biopic. It's going to be making fun of like biopics, I feel like, because there's a whole thing
funny.
where you have a buff Daniel Radcliffe shirtless playing Weird Al singing like Eat It.
Okay. So it's made in true Weird Al fashion.
It's made in true Weird Al fashion.
Okay,
Before I was like,
that.
okay, I can get behind a Weird Al biopic. After the first trailer, it's like, oh no, I need to see this movie.
All right. I might keep it on the radar. Yeah. But
I'll send you the trailer for it later. You got to check it out.
Nope, Elvis, Jurassic World, Dominion. I gotta watch the rest of the Chris Pratt ones. So I'm really just gonna watch them all. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
They're bringing the whole crew back together. Why not? Kind of looking forward to Thor, but I don't really care. And that's it for now. I don't know if any independent movies. I might see the A24 Bodies, just because I've read the original script, so I'm interested to see how they carry it out. And it's A24, so if anything, you're gonna get an interesting movie with them, even if the movie doesn't necessarily slap.
Right. They typically do pretty good with picking their movies.
I know it's getting to the point where people are starting to get a little wary of them. Like, okay, it's an A24 movie. It's going to be weird. It may or may not make sense by the end. And then that's going to be the end. But I feel like they have a place in cinema. I feel like they take risk. I like the risks they take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
as a studio.
They've given us so many hits at this point that if they take a couple misses, I'm still going to be like, it's an A24 movie. We got to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think like they would have to have like 3 solid years of full misses before I'd go, you know what? It's
Before you go, all right now. You got to come with a hit again.
Yeah. You guys, come on, just one. Just got to give me one. I keep saying you're a great studio. Just got to give me one movie this decade.
Call up Robert Eggers to do another Viking film. Y'all need something. Did you see Northman yet?
I have not. I know I need to watch that one, but I think it's out on digital now, so I can just catch it sometime.
It's out on streaming. I think you might like it. I don't know if you'll like it. I think you'll like it. I don't know. I got to wait for you to see it and see what your response will be.
Yeah, I'll let you know for sure after I see it. Probably not this week. I think I have too many that I have to add to my watch list for this week, just because I want to see Maverick before it leaves theaters, and then Jurassic World and everything like that. And then Men. I want to see that one before it leaves theaters as well. So I've got 3 movies this week that I want to try and catch in theaters.
Absolutely. I got you. All right, folks. Well, this has been another great episode of DFV. Check us out on all the socials. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram and Twitter as a Double Feature VS. Like, share, and subscribe. Engage with the videos. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you like to see. If you have any episode suggestions, let us know that too. Maybe Brad and I will toss some ideas around, and we might add your idea and give you credit. But like, share, subscribe, watch movies, have fun. See you on the next one.